What's up everybody, my name is Kyle, and today we are back with another best sounding car video. I'm going to talk to you about what I think are 5 of the best sounding 4-cylinder engined cars. Welcome to part 2 of this particular engine type, as of course this was the engine to kick off these videos. I feel like this has been a good series to do, and I think a good majority would agree, so let's keep this going. Unless you've got the money to spend on cars, the majority of us would probably have a car that has up to 4 cylinders. That isn't necessarily a bad thing, as in the normal day-to-day world, a 4-cylinder engined car will get us to where we need to go with as minimal issues as possible. And on the subject of this video, a good handful of them make some pretty good noises. As a reminder, you are most definitely going to find this engine type in a range of vehicles, but mostly hatchbacks, saloon cars, and in some, small sports cars. I will be of course picking just 5 cars again, and I am aware of the many amazing sounding 4-cylinder engine cars, so hopefully in the next part or in a future video of this particular engine type, that car will be mentioned. You just have to stay tuned. If you want to participate, feel free to comment down below what you think are 5 of the best sounding 4-cylinder engine cars and give your reasons why. With that out of the way, let's begin, starting with my first choice of a great sounding 4-cylinder engine car, which goes to the Alpine A110. When we started part 1, I begun with the Alfa Romeo 4C, so it sort of made sense that we started with its main rival, which of course is the A110. Just like the Alfa, it certainly does make a good noise. The Alpine A110 has a turbocharged 1.8 litre 4-cylinder engine that generates 252 brake horsepower. This allows the car to go from 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds before going on to a top speed of 155 miles per hour. The A110 definitely creates some exciting sounds. It has this almost smooth linear noise to it, quite a clean sounding car. I do quite like the cracking sounds it makes as it shifts through the gears, giving it that sports car vibe. It sounds punchy and ready to go fast. Moving on to the next best sounding 4-cylinder engined car, and that goes to the Abarth 695 Biposto. How can a car this small create some of the most obnoxiously aggressive sounds? I guess being a special edition of the Fiat 500 Abarth is a dead giveaway. It being more noisy, however, isn't necessarily a bad thing. The Abarth 695 Biposto has a 1.4 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces 187 brake horsepower. This takes the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds and onto a top speed of 143 miles per hour. The 695 Biposto has such an insane turbo whistle. It definitely adds to the more modified tune and look of this car. It certainly has a grumbling sounding engine which sounds amazing. The Biposto version of the Fiat 500 not only looks aggressive but also sounds it too, and I think overall it's improved this car a lot. Moving on to the next best sounding 4-cylinder engined car, and that goes to the Dodge Neon SRT 4. When looking for some great sounding 4-cylinder engine cars, I was pretty shocked to find this as one that enthusiasts were picking. But I guess you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because the Neon SRT4 makes some pretty good noises. The Dodge Neon SRT4 has a 2.4 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that generates over 215 brake horsepower. This allows the car to go from 0 to 60 in just 5.6 seconds before reaching a top speed of 153 miles per hour. The Neon SRT4 has a surprisingly great noise. On idle it makes this really nice burbling sound, kind of reminiscent to what an old classic V8 muscle car is like at idle. It certainly has a sporty undertone to it, and an aggressive bark when it's in the higher rev range. Crazy to think that this 4-cylinder engine can sound just as good, and in some cases better, than some modern sports cars. I'm well aware that the car clips are featured are not standard Neons, but the exhaust systems are allegedly stock, which is wild. Moving on to the next best sounding 4-cylinder engined car, and that goes to the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10. Just like with the Alpine, it sort of made sense to feature yet another rival car, with the Evo being the rival to the Subaru Impreza, featured in the first part. Despite their rivalry, I think the Evo definitely makes some great noises. The Evo 10 has a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that makes 403 brake horsepower. This takes the car from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, and then onto a limited top speed of 155 miles per hour. It was hard to find stock sounding cars. I guess that could tell you that people saw more potential in the noise the Evo makes, and have chosen to modify it accordingly. That being said, the stock sounds decent enough. It has a raspy sound, which I guess is due to the turbocharger. At higher speeds and revs, however, it's angry and just growls away. Hearing a modified version of the Evo, however, truly does show off its potential. It's amplified and even better. And finally, onto the last best sounding 4-cylinder engined car, and this goes to the Lancia Fulvia 1600 HF. I felt as if it was fitting to end this part with a classic car, and I certainly feel as if I picked the right one. The Lancia Fulvia is a cool Italian classic, and I'd have to say, probably makes the best noise out of all the cars in this video. The Fulvia 1600 HF has a 1.6 litre naturally aspirated V4 engine that produces 115 brake horsepower. This allows the car to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 8.5 seconds before reaching a top speed of 130 miles per hour. The Fulvia may lack the performance that the rest of the cars in this video have, but I don't think any of them could come close to having the better soundtrack. The V4 engine makes a fantastic noise. It sounds like a swarm of angry bees. It is pure engine sound, no artificial speaker noise, just the raw sporty soundtrack of an old classic 70s machine. I can't really speak on how it drives, but from the videos I've seen online, it looks like a fun car. Looks beautiful to look at, and it definitely has an incredible engine. So in conclusion, those are my picks on what I think are some of the best sounding 4-cylinder engine cars, but what do you think? If you want to participate, please comment down below your picks and give your reasons why. Also, check out part 1 of this engine type, link will be in the description down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!